So Pixar, Disney decide to do a rom-com in 3D. Is the 3D worth the kisses, the smooches, the fire and water coming together? Look, I'm stupid sometimes. I don't know what I'm talking about. Chase Aki here with the Blue Futon reviewing Elemental in 3D. What's about? Pretty simple premise. Fire, water, they meet up and they realize they are in love. But now they have to try to save Fire Town because there is a broken door. That water is coming in and leaking all of the pipes. Yeah, that's the premise of the story. So I like this one. It's fine. It's cute. Another one of those Pixar movies and Disney movies that they just refuse to have a villain as a whole. But I understand it's a rom-com. And either if you like rom-coms, you're going to like this movie. And if you don't like rom-coms, you're not going to like this movie. It's kind of put it that way. But you're here for the 3D, right? So let's talk about the 3D. It's not needed. Unfortunately, this is one of the 3D movies where it's fine, but the surcharge isn't warranted. You're going to ask, does stuff pop out? Not really, because there's not a lot of action set pieces for 3D. The reason for 3D is just for stuff to come at you. Like I said, this is a rom-com. There's no reason for stuff to come at you. It's all about, oh, did I make the right choice? I got to stay with my father. And then the water character's like, but you need to be you. And then they're like, no, we can't be me. And then, oh, let's go meet the parents. And then, oh, let's go meet the parents on the other side. And, oh, let's do this and explore the city. So when you do that stuff, there's not really a need to do 3D as a whole. So, like I said, it's fine. Nothing pops out. It's not worth the surcharge for Elemental because, like I said, it's a rom-com and nothing is forcefully trying to punch you in the face with the 3D. So when we talk about the positives of the film, it's a cute little movie. Good characters, good character designs, even though it's kind of simple because it's basically if you do one water person, it's basically all water people. One fire person, it's kind of the same fire effect. Same with the plant and clouds. Even though, as shown in the trailer, you would think you'd get more plants and clouds, you really don't. And then you also wonder, why is this random Claude character that's a plant just hanging around Firetown? Like, it's just kind of weird in my opinion. And that's the whole weird dynamic, how this whole dynamic wants to be Firetown is kind of the immigrants and they're by themselves. But no one really cares if Ember goes into Firetown, and no one really cares if people come into Firetown. So I understand what they're trying to do with that message, but it kind of falls completely flat the more you think about it, with people kind of not caring as a whole. It is a pretty zoomy movie at an hour and 50 minutes. I really didn't feel the runtime. There were some good elements of that immigrant storyline, even though it did feel heavy-handed on one side, especially one was like, oh, but you're a rich guy. But even before saying that, he was like, well, I lost my father. So even though the girl has never lost a parent and he must be the bad guy just for being rich. And there's just, weird dialogue choices like that where I'm just like, what? That has absolutely nothing to do with the whole reasoning. And for the father to leave Fire Town, the big Fire Town for all the fire people, and come here to start a great life, it was actually the people in his original hometown that dismantled him for actually wanting to leave for a better life. So who's actually the villain in this film? And that's when I think about it the most, because they try to say something, but then when you look deeper into it, it's like, wait a minute, you got to look at the root cause as a whole. And like I said, this is a rom-com movie. I think they had to go the route they did at the very end. They could have gone kind of darkish, kind of like Up in the very first 15 minutes, but decided not to. Which I was like, I understand why they didn't, but it is what it is. So overall, Elemental, yes, it's a cute movie, but it's a rom-com. You've seen it a million times before. There's going to be nothing different for this movie. There's no really villains. And it's that simple. If you like rom-coms, you're going to like this movie, and if you don't, you don't. And that's the problem with rom-coms. The replayability, to me, are extremely, extremely low, and that is the same with this film. So Elemental 3D will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futon. It goes at 60%. So let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have critics a 75% with 121 of them. Audience score 91% with over 100. Here's critic consensus. Elemental may not satisfy as fully as the greatest Pixar pictures, but it remains a solid story told with dazzling visual flair. Yeah, I would say so. I would say one thing, though, because we're looking at Rotten Tomato, it has the picture of him being a baby. That could have been something a lot better, is focus on these characters' pasts and, how they developed. But, it is what it is. It's a harmless movie that's a rom-com in animated form. 75, 91, 60. Chase Hawk with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if things Futon Topia, you Futons think about a great day. And I don't care about it. So today, tomorrow, week from now, month from now, year from now. Love every single one of you. Maybe because, I would say I was in love once, and I'm the one that screwed it up. Not because, cheating. Just because I was a little B-boy. I was just too scared. I was scared.